Hello, welcome, everyone. Welcome. Okay, we're like a couple minutes behind. We had a little bit of technical issues, and I had to restart my computer, but no worries. We're going to be great. Everything is hopefully working fine today. All right, if you all can like hear and see me clearly, give me a hey, hi, what's up? Let me know. I am Latrice Huff. Coming to you by way of Texas. If you hear my little twang, I'm originally from Baltimore, Maryland, and welcome. Okay, today's topic is how my client landed 9 interviews in 7 days as a woman of color. And let me say this in 2024, I was like, okay, I should write this down. So, 9 interviews. This is what we're going to go over in 7 days as a woman of color in, let me do this, in 2024. Because I've been hearing a lot of things about the 2024 job market. And I keep saying this, the job market is fine. The job market is different. I wouldn't say bad. I wouldn't say good. It is different. Yes, it is absolutely different than 2022. It is different than 2023, but there is still a lot of opportunities out there. A lot. In the last 2 weeks, I think I've had like 8 clients get offers, even more clients get interviews. It is something about this third going on fourth quarter. Companies are hiring. You're always going to have those companies that are doing layoffs, that are struggling. And then you're also going to have companies that are prospering, that are hiring, that are growing, right? So we always want to do our research and make sure we are targeting the industries and the companies that are growing and prospering, okay, in any market. So, hey, Latoya, thank you for stopping by. Loving all the love that you're giving me. Thank you so much. Okay, so if you're new, hey, if you're new to my network or new to my channel, welcome. I'm Latrice Huff, career and leadership coach to ambitious women of color, and it is my mission and my movement to put more women of color in leadership roles and positions of power. Because when we lead and control our own lives and incomes, we change the world. We invest more in our community, we take care of each other, we just make this world a better place, right? So we want to get our numbers up. We want women of color to be making just as much money as everybody else in the world for the same work that we do. Right? Sounds good. All right. All right. So, this is very recent, and I wanted to chat about this just because I've been hearing so many things about this job market, right? And I just want you all to know how many opportunities are out there. I'm going to check my phone so I won't miss any comments. All right. So I don't miss any comments. Hey, Erica. It's just telling me LinkedIn user, but I see on my phone it's Miss Erica. So thank you for joining, Miss Erica. Okay. What's our topic today? How my client landed 9 interviews in 7 days as a woman of color. So this is a Black woman in 2024. This just happened, right? And if you all know anybody who needs to hear this, whether they're in the job market and they're interviewing, or maybe their company is doing layoffs, or maybe they're just like, hey, I just need a change and I want to see what's out there. Share this out. Share this with everyone who needs to hear it. Tag people in the comments because we're going to be going deep and I'm giving practical and real advice about how she did this. Okay. Hey, Tamika. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for showing me some love. You always stop by. Love it. Love it. Thank you. And so let me just give you all a little backdrop about my client. She's a Black woman. She's a mom. She did have a full-time job, and her company had laid her off the first day of my FBF program. So my Fearless Branding Formula. She's enrolled in that program. And the first day that we started, she had found out that she got laid off, right? So that's where we were. Right. So she's a mom. I think she's like starting a business. So she has other, I'd say, responsibilities as well. And then she just had this thing happen about her job. I share that just in case anyone else out there is going through the same thing where you have other responsibilities. Maybe you're a mom, you're a caretaker. Maybe you take care of yourself, but you're like, hey, I need my personal freedom and my finances. And something is happening in your career. right? She got laid off. And so that can shake our world. That can make us lose our footing a little bit. And I think it was some of that. She showed up to our meetings. She showed up and watched. We have a whole curriculum and course in our FBF. She watched those and she implemented. But here's the first thing that we talked about and that she did. She got clear on her brand. I bring this up a lot, you guys, because even now, with a competitive job market like it is, you need to know your personal brand. You need to know and be able to articulate what gifts you have and how you utilize those gifts in the workforce. And then what is the problem you solve for companies? And so I specialize with helping women get to six figures and beyond, right? So especially at that six-figure mark, it can't be, I just know how to do the job. Well, everybody at this level is going to have some level of competency to do the job. Why should they choose you? Why can you do the job faster, better, more creative than the next person? And this is where your brand comes in. So you need to be very clear about your personal brand. I'm going to say this because it's just worth stating. Personal branding is no longer an option. It's not a luxury. It is a requirement in the 2024 job market. It is a requirement. Let me go ahead and put this in the 2024 job market. You knowing your personal brand, and your personal brand is not a statement that you do one time in a training and close the notebook and leave it at that. Okay, that's not how it works. Once you are clear on your personal brand, you then need to you use it. It is a tool. You put your personal branding statement on your resume. You put it on your LinkedIn profile. You talk about it in the interview. You make it part of your elevator speech when you're networking. Let me know if this is making sense, you guys. It's like you need to know what sets you apart from the next candidate. And that is going to be personal branding. I always say personal branding is $1,000,000 skill. It's beyond six figures. It is $1,000,000 skill because once I teach my clients how to clearly articulate the problem they solve and the value they add, they then use that branding statement to start their own business. They're putting it on their website. They're using it to get clients. So you can take it even beyond your career. It is $1,000,000 skill. So you have to know this, okay? You have to know this. Let me know. Do you all know your personal brand? If y'all like, all right, Latrice, I got it. I know my personal brand. Let me know. Because this is something, and I'm kind of spending a little bit of time here because when I speak to women of color, the branding is the last thing they talk about. They want to talk about how they work so hard, the actions they took, the education they have. These things are a part of your brand, but they're not your sole brand. And when you go in doing that, you're selling hard work versus selling your expertise, and you're going to max out on your income and your hours if you go in selling hard work versus selling your brand. All right, let me know if this is making sense because I see so many of us get stuck, and this is why we have a hard time reaching that six figures, or we just go slightly above when we really want to make 150, 200, 300. Right? We have to know our brand. You not just know it, you then have to share it. You then have to articulate it. You then have to be putting it on your resume. Right? Oh, Tamika says the workshop was very helpful. I'm still tweaking my personal brand. Yeah. Okay. So what she's referring to, I have a personal branding workshop. It is free. If you like to see that, put branding in the comments and we'll send you that workshop. It is also on my, it's also on my profile and you can get access and get that branding workshop on demand, but you can go ahead and put branding in there. So thank you, Tamika. Yes, we specialize in this. And that workshop is just a brief example of what we do. But I make sure that my clients can clearly articulate their value, their brand up front. Like we get it done. That's one of the first things we do. And then we continue to do it throughout our program. Okay. And so not only so this think of this as kind of like 1 and 1A. Yes, you have to be very clear on your personal brand, and then you need to use it. This was the one thing my client was very good at, was implementing the advice and the coaching. She was very good at implementing. Okay, very good. And when we talk about the 9 interviews in 7 days, she had 9 interviews scheduled. Okay. And what that just means is some interviews might have been with the same company. Like she interviewed, they were like with the recruiter, they were like, this is great. We want to pass you on to the hiring manager. She interviewed with the hiring manager. Maybe she had another one scheduled. And these companies were working very fast because one of the things she did was let them know, like, hey, I am interviewing with other companies. Like when you are showing and showing up and sharing your value and presenting yourself like you are the best candidate, companies will step up and move faster because they don't want to lose a great candidate. It is much harder and much more expensive to deal with a okay candidate. So you get somebody in there, they're not going to be successful, than it is to have a great candidate move fast. They come in, hit the ground running, are successful, and stay with your company. That's the best case scenario for everybody. So, knowing your personal brand, being able to articulate that and putting it on your LinkedIn profile, your resume, speaking to it during the interview, speaking about your brand when you're doing your your elevator pitch. These things matter. These things count, especially in a competitive job market, and especially for my women of color. Because I had somebody tell me, she was like, well, once I get my new job, I'll work on my branding. I was like, no, your branding is what's going to help you get this new job. When you do it the opposite way and you're using these same old techniques, this spray and pray, and I'm just applying. I'm applying to 100 jobs. You will not hear me say that. You will not hear me recommend applying all day and applying as a full-time job. No, because my clients have other responsibilities. They have other things going on. So we don't recommend that. It's not even a good use of your time. All right. And when I see people do that, I know they don't have a strategy. I know they don't understand their brand, and they're just relying on luck and numbers. And I don't like those odds. For me personally, I don't like them. Okay. So branding, think about that as 1 and 1A, right? All right, let me see. It says Latrice, I don't know my personal brand anymore. Who is this? That said they don't know their personal brand anymore. And this is interesting. Just know your brand does evolve. So I want to be clear on that. Your brand can evolve. So if you had a personal brand and that was really good and it worked for you several years ago, it may not work for you now. Oh, it's Melina. Okay, we got to chat. We got to chat, Melina. Put branding, make sure you put branding in the comments. I'll send you the workshop and then we'll follow up. We'll touch base. Because yes, your personal brand will change. It will evolve as you evolve. And if you're going to be shifting careers, changing the direction that you're going, you do want your brand to be updated, and it does need to change with you. Okay. So yes, you can go from knowing your brand to being like, oh, I don't know it anymore, because things change. Right. Okay. The other thing that we worked on and that she was really good with was her mindset. I have now implemented mindset in everything that I do. So my fearless branding formula, I used to call it like a career promotions and personal branding program. Now I call it a personal branding and mindset program. And then the goal of that program is to get you the 6-figure promotion, because mindset is so much tied to this. If you don't believe that you can do something, if you don't believe that you are worthy of 6 figures, if you don't believe that you're deserving of a better role, you won't get it. Somebody can you can look up all the 15 steps to land interviews and you can look up all of that. But if your mindset is not where it needs to be, if you don't believe in yourself even a little bit, it just won't happen. It just won't happen. And it will be so much harder. Instead of having 3 things to do, 3 steps, which I recommend everything in threes is just my number. You'll have a list of 19 things to do. You'll try to do all 19 things. You'll be like, oh, they said reach out to people. I'm gonna reach out. They said update my resume. I'm gonna update my resume. They said update my LinkedIn. Update. They say cold call. I'm a cold call. They say email. I'm an email. They say do. And you're doing all these things. None of them good. None of them working, because your energy and your mindset is not aligned in where it needs to be. And this is the thing, y'all not going to find this. You're not going to find people telling you this on LinkedIn that, oh, you need to have a positive mindset. You're going to find people, the job market's so hard. I applied to 100 jobs. Nobody giving me a chance, or somebody finally gave me a chance. It is your mindset and your energy. You could do the same techniques. Two people could do the same thing, reaching out to people. This is one of the things I recommend. One person could reach out with the mindset, nobody wants to help me. They're not going to do it. They send a message, it could be a little bit condescending, a little bit short. Their energy is different, no result. Next person could send that out. It's like, hey, thank you so much. I really would just like a moment of your time. I noticed that you worked at Acme University. I would love to do this, blah, 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 blah. They get a response because their mindset was different. So when your energy and your mindset is positive and is one of hope and just, I would say, knowing and thinking that you are worthy and that it will happen for you, the energy, your response, the words, your actions will be different. So I actually give my clients a whole list of mindset techniques, and then I let them choose which ones are most in alignment with them. So one of the things that we do, I always recommend my 25 reasons why. You should be coming up with 25, and this list is for you just as much as it is for the next person. 25 reasons why you're ready for a six-figure role. 25 reasons why blank. And we work on the mindset. And so inside the FBF program, one of the things that we do is we have a 5 and 15 interview program. I have since decided I'm going to separate this. It has been so great. And I've had people asking me so much, like, how are my clients doing this? That I am going to be offering the 5 and 15 interview program as a separate program. And so this is designed to help you land 5 interviews in 15 days, and not just regular interviews, but 5 six-figure interviews in 15 days or less. So this was the program, and we called it a challenge that she was going through at this time. I bring that up right now because her mindset was one of, I can do this. One of the first things we worked on when I told my clients we were going to do this fund, I was like, y'all gonna learn how to land 5 interviews in 15 days. They were like, oh my God, Latrice, we can't do it. I'm feeling anxiety. I'm feeling a lot of pressure. This isn't possible. And we worked on those emotions. I worked on their mindset first to see. All I did was help them set an intention and see that it was possible. And you can see from the 9 interviews that she got, she clearly surpassed that. Clearly surpassed it, right? And if you all want more information on that 5 and 15 interview program, I am going to be like doing the kind of like a launch of that and signing it. I'm just kind of telling people ahead of time. If you're interested, you want your name on there, you can just type in interview. I will send you, we have an interview workshop, and I'll put your information on our wait list. So when I do kind of announce that program to the public, you all will get first dibs, and it's also going to be at a discounted rate, so you can get that immediately. So if you want that, or you want more information on it, just put interview in the comments. I'll send you the free workshop, how to ace a six-figure interview, and I'll put you on the wait list for this 5 and 15 interview program. Because in that program, we mix actually a combination of modern strategy and mindset and manifestation. And that's what I'm going to go over even more detail with you all. So we go over that as well. So your mind is at a place where it's like, I know I can do this. This is possible for me. I'm going to give you mindset exercises to help your mind be in the right place. This is our biggest, I would say this is the biggest, what is the word? Impediment that I see to us women of color getting more interviews, getting the type of interviews and offers that we want, is just not believing that it's possible for us. And I'm here to tell you it is possible for you. You are worthy of this, sis. It is possible, and you are worthy, and it can happen. Okay. So I should see some interview. I should see some I am worthy, I am deserving in the comments. Everybody watching should tell yourself, tell the word I am worthy. I want to say I am worthy, because you are worthy. There's no reason you cannot be making six figures and landing these interviews right now. Okay. So where's the I know it's a, let me see. I'm gonna make sure check my phone because I know sometimes it's a little bit of delay, but I should see everybody saying, I am worthy, I am worthy, I am worthy. I am worthy, and some interview. But I want to see that. All right. I got branding. Latoya says interview. Yes. Latoya, let me see some I am worthies. I am worthy. Yes. Karen says, I am worthy. I am worthy. Yes. You are worthy. This is why everything I do now, I'm integrating mindset. Again, this is the stuff Google is not going to tell you this. AI is not going to tell you, like, sis, you need to make sure you feel worthy and deserving. Okay. Like these LinkedIn posts, I was like, this is what they're missing. They're not telling people about the mindset. They're not addressing the unique challenges that women of color face, not just in the workplace, but even during our job search. And they've done study after study after study that shows Black women and women of color won't even apply for roles if they don't meet 95 to 100% of the qualifications. Whereas you have men, they meet 50 to 60, they're like, I got it, I'm good. I'm good. So knowing that you are worthy, and since you can be qualified even if you don't meet all the qualifications, let me just say that, okay? All right, so we talked about mindset. Another thing that she did, we do a little bit of manifesting, believing something is possible for us, visualizing what we want. And I've talked a little bit about this before. How do you really ensure what it is that you want happens? Yes, you need to believe it, you need to have the right mindset, and you need to take action on it. Right? But you need to see it is possible for you. Yeah, I've been talking so much. My my cord came out. Let me charge. I got to charge my computer. So you got to charge. And here's the thing. I know I get excited about this. I'm not excited about interviewing. I'm not excited about resumes. I had somebody tell me, they were like, you love resumes. No, I love the impact that it has on women's lives when they make six figures. That is what I'm passionate about. I am passionate about my people knowing that they are worthy of more. I am passionate about my clients and the women that I work with purchasing houses, investing in the stock market, getting an investment property, paying for college for their kids, having a savings account, not just for them, but their family members. That's what I'm passionate about. And I have seen too many women get stuck in careers that they hate at an income level below their potential because of their mindset and because they can't even envision themselves doing it or being something and being somewhere different. So this is where that manifesting comes in. So I have my clients actually close their eyes and visualize and see themselves in a role 6 months from now, and holding on to that vision and feeling. And then we take it a step further and it's like, okay, once you're in this role and you have this money, how is your life different? How do you show up for yourself? How are you showing up for your family? How are you showing up for your friends and the people around you? How are you showing up at work? Are you speaking up more? So manifesting, being able to see it, believing it's possible for you. Okay. And then here's some of the other things that I want to talk about. I'm going to talk about this thing. I've now labeled it modern strategy. And modern means this 2024 strategy. So my client wound up, not only did she get the 9 interviews in 7 days as a woman of color, right, in 2024, but she did get the offer. She got a 90K offer for a fully remote role for a company that she loves. What? And I'm going to do a whole case study on this, but I wanted to share this live. I'm going to do a whole case study on Friday, right? But I wanted to share this live with you all. Amazing in 2024. But one of the things that she did, and one of the things that we recommend doing in our 5 and 15 program, is talking to references and referrals. So she was already doing this, setting the intention, things were coming to her. But for the role that she got now, she actually had somebody, a former colleague. She talked to a former colleague, and they were like, hey, I'm in a remote role. This company asked, do I know anybody else? I think you would be great for it. right? And I think she had about two interviews with that company, and before she got the offer, hiring process really quickly. So references and referrals, I think most of these non-interviews came from either a reference or a referral. That is the name of the game now. This is why it's so important to being able to articulate that value in your personal brand. So when you're having a conversation with a former colleague, with somebody that you used to work with the friend of a cousin who now works at a bank, like all those things are important. You can quickly and eloquently let them know what you're about, what you do, and the problem you solve. Very quickly and eloquently. Yeah, this is one of these modern strategies that everybody's like, oh, just apply, apply, apply. Have AI fix your resume. If y'all look, and I love me some chat GPT, so I ain't trying to down it. I love it. But what it kicks out is not always immediately usable. You have to edit it. Right now, personal connections is beating out any and everything. A personal connection. And if you're like, well, Latrice, I don't know anyone, you can get to know people. I share a whole process in my 5 and 15 program and in the Fearless Branding Formula on how to go from like having 0 LinkedIn connections to over 501, and how to ensure that you're connecting with people who can hire you, refer you to get hired, or are in your role that you want to be in. And so when you do that and you have a clear perspective on what you want, and you have a clear direction and strategy of who you want to connect with, that is how you get the referral and the reference. Because we're not just going to collect connections, we're actually going to build a relationship. We're actually going to have conversations. And you can have conversations in the DMs. LinkedIn allows you to do voice notes, right? It doesn't have to always be over Zoom. But now I'm seeing clients do phone calls. I have one client, she did, we call them like coffee chats. She did all her coffee chats in person, like these personal, like in real life. I was like, oh, I didn't even know we were still doing that. These personal connections matter, you guys, and they count a lot towards this. All right, you want to get multiple interviews, making sure that you have these personal touch points, making sure that you're contacting referrals and references, and making sure that during the interviews, right, when you have that interview with that recruiter, you know your brand immediately. You have your hero stories, because then that's going to allow them to book you for the next interview. And that's how it was. She'd have one interview. They'd be like, okay, this is great. I'm going to forward you to the hiring manager. We want to schedule you for the next interview. That's what you want. If they're like, we'll get back to you, and you don't ever hear anything, you know you have a branding issue and you need to work on acing these interviews. That's what you need to know how to do. Okay. So these interviews, and like I said, I think it was maybe 3 or 4 different companies, but the company she'd have an interview, they'd be like, oh, this is great. I want to schedule you for the next interview. So a total 9 interviews in 7 days. And I didn't just giving y'all all the magic formula, right? If you want to take this deeper, again, I have the free workshop. I have a free branding workshop. You can put branding in the comments. You'll get that one. And it's how to land a 6-figure promotion as a woman of color. It's my personal branding training. We also have the the free interview workshop, and that'll also put you on the wait list for the 5 and 15 interview program. And that one's called How to Ace the 6-Figure Interview as a Woman of Color. You can put interview in the comments and you will get access to that. We'll send you the link. You can get access to that as well. All right. Any comments or questions before we hop off? Any comments or questions? I'm going to do a quick recap, but if you have any comments or questions, put them in. And for all my, if you're watching me live, thank you, Team Live, my hashtag replay people, if you're watching the replay, feel free to go ahead and put your questions and comments in, and we'll be sure to follow up. All right. Just to recap while you all are putting your questions and comments in. Number 1, you need to know your personal brand. Not just know it, you need to be able to articulate it and putting it everywhere. Like we're implementing it. Again, we're not just going to like, oh, I know my brand. That's good. I have this sentence. No. How are you implementing your brand in your job search? Right. Two, you need to have the correct mindset. You need to know what's possible for you. You need to know that you are worthy of six figures. You need to know that you're worthy of multiple interviews, of interviewing with CEOs and executives. So when you step in this room, you know that you're on the same level as them. I should see everybody watching, even on the replay. I am worthy, I am worthy, I am worthy. You telling yourself and you are proclaiming that you are worthy, right? You want to be manifesting always. And I think of manifesting as bringing what you envision to fruition, right? So you have to be able to see what you want as possible. You can close your eyes. You can imagine. We play best case scenario is another like visualizing or manifesting game that we do to make sure that we have a clear vision and that we can bring that vision to life. Okay. And then modern strategies. Right now in 2024, there are different tactics that and different actions that you need to take that weren't necessarily the case in 2020 and 2021. In 2020, you could just put up a couple things. I mean, in 2021, 2022, you could just put up on the back end, I'm open to work, not even the green banner, and you would have recruiters in your inbox, right? There were companies doing bidding wars, offering people to like double their salary, right? The market has shifted. It's a little different now, right? Still tons of opportunity. It's just more competitive and it's different. So, meaning you need to stand out. You need to use modern tactics. You need to make sure that you're doing these personalized touches. You're reaching out to people. You have references, you have referrals, you're knowing how to get into the door, especially for remote roles and especially as a woman of color. I think I'm going to do a whole segment on how to get a remote role in 2024 because that is different too than how it was 2 years ago, right? All right. Any questions before we hop off? I'm going to check my comments on my phone just to make sure that I got everything and I didn't miss anybody because sometimes, hey, Tiffany. All right. All right. Because sometimes it just skips. I'm loving all these. I am worthy. I am worthy. I am loving this. Yes, Karen. I am worthy. I am worthy. Yes, I am worthy. Y'all, I am loving this. Look at, oh, Latoya, I love this. I am worthy. You all have been amazing. Yes, you all are worthy. I'm expecting to see everybody having interviews, having offers. I'm so excited for you guys. Like, I really like y'all. Q3 and Q4 companies are hiring. Let's put ourselves out there. Let's get these interviews. Let's get these six-figure offers. All right. Oh, and if you all are like, hey, Latrice, I'm interested in general services and you want to speak with me, you can request services. I have a button on my profile where you can request services and we can set up a conversation and we can chat. All right. Bye, guys.